Hey traders, it's Rod. This is the video Trade Journal screencast. Today's Wednesday, October 1st, first day of the new quarter, 2014. So let's go to the charts real quick. Pretty big sell-off today, essentially down about 225 on the Dow, over 220 handles on the ES, and as we can see here in the spider, down 1.36%, $2.67. So we still haven't touched the 150. This is the smoothing mechanism, the 150 period moving average. We didn't visit it back here on this August low, and we did not visit it back here on the April lows. I think we touched it and broke through it back on the February lows. Almost. I mean, got down there. So normally the heavy volume on selling would be something to be concerned about, but the pattern for the last 18 months, really in the whole surge of 2013 and then most of this year, is that the selling volume exceeds the buying volume, but it doesn't seem to matter yet. So until we get some sort of sustained heavy volume sell-off, some sort of flush, I wouldn't be too concerned about it. It doesn't really portend to what the future might hold. In fact, we have an actual little flyer on the 198 calls for this week that looks unlikely that we could get a pop back to that level. But hey, these V-shaped recoveries have perplexed us and happened for quite a while. So no real sustained bounces today. That's the overall. One of the other things I wanted to look at is TBT here, real quick. So we're right back into that spike low from back on the 28th of August, it looks like. So we have picked up a little bit more of the 57 calls for this week. Just playing this double bottom. This has been very weak. Talk about something that hasn't touched its 150 in quite a while. And this thing's been struggling even to get up to the 50 very often, although it did pierce through here and then immediately gave it back up. So that boded well for the TLT. So essentially, market got weak. Bond yields went down. Bonds went up. Typical kind of play that happened today. But we're going to play the contrarian there and look to get a little bounce from these. These were trading 80 cents to $1 just about a week ago, and now picked them up for 27 cents this morning. Let's take a quick look at the journal. A couple things I wrote in my notes today. We talked about the TBT just a moment ago. UGAZ actually back under 15. So let's take a look at UGAZ as well. We've been playing UGAZ perfectly on this pretty narrow channel that's been forming down here between the 13.5 area and a little over 16. So textbook perfect that we were talking about in the room. Had gone 11-0, 8-0, and then we made a few more trades on it, so we're 11-0, buying it under 14, adding a little bit, selling it off over 15, and then taking the rest off at 16. We talked about maybe buying some puts and shorting UNG today. Those that are familiar with me and natural gas and the Widowmaker trade, I just tend not to like to be short natural gas. It was a fine trade. You could have made money on the short side, certainly on the futures today, but we did not have a UNG put or any kind of short position. In fact, I really just put a trigger in there looking for UGAZ to go under 14 where we can pick it up again on the long side. Look at the volume that's been building in this. This ETF has certainly gotten a lot of attention over the last 30 days. It's been a hot trade to take a look at. All right, real quick on one of our options portfolios that we're going to be tracking here on the VPT summaries. What do I do here? I go right click and open a new tab and look at it there. Bam. So we actually went home kind of net long with a little bit of a long bias. You can see we have Apple calls, IWM calls, QQQ calls, and those TBT calls. So just a small size, but out in October, so we've got about 10 trading days left, 10 to 15 trading days left for that to materialize. We got stopped out of Solar City today on our long 60 call position. Talked about the solar eclipse. Everything was down today, but Solar City got hit pretty bad. I think it was down, well, it's a high beta stock, so it was in line with its beta relative to the market, but I think it was down 7 or 8%. BABA was down as well. We have a covered call on that, not a lot to do, and we're short the VIX actually. So it spiked up above 32 today on the VXX, about 17 on the VIX. We'll be looking to keep that on as a hedge in case we do get a little pop here. That tends to roll over pretty hard. And even though we had a really strong selling day, we still haven't seen the VIX elevated up above 20 like we did back in February. So that's it for now. Hopefully that was helpful. We'll leave it there. This is Rod with VPT and the Trade Journal screencast for Wednesday, October 1st, 2014. We'll be in the room tomorrow. Hope to see you then. Remind you to always trade like you mean it. Thanks and have a good evening.